He had a red bandage on his head and he was breathing heavily, and he thought that he was not equal to the explosive power of four-legged muscular monsters. The guy ran with a light step and thought that by walking on two legs, he can save energy. Looking ahead, the protagonist thought that he can also regulate body temperature thanks to sweat glands developed instead of fur. The hero remembered his adventures and thought that this means to visit hell and succeed in hunting, and such is the physical strength of the strongest predator on Earth. Teardrop and the message were watching this, and when the uniform looked back and asked why he was talking to himself and whether he caught the blow, to which the notification said that this was the base, and the hero was indignant and asked why this was happening in his head. The protagonist tried to catch his breath all in sweat and suddenly noticed something. He noticed a man behind a stone and thought that there was a champion with 380 victories. At first he ran too fast. Lloyd made a terrible face again and thought that this was a match in which he had calculated everything from the very beginning. But then for some reason he was taken aback. A brutal tattooed man in sunglasses looked at him. The hero began to approach him and thought that this was a little different from what he expected, and in his plans he should have looked tired now. The centaur scratched his head and said that this was as expected. A long distance is hard and their species is fast, but they also get tired quickly. Lloyd looked at him with distrust and he continued, saying that he also knew, so he suggested a long distance competition and admitted that it was very smart. And then he also made an unpleasant face and said that there was one but, and he did not take into account the regenerative ability of his body. The protagonist was very worried after hearing this. The half-man rushed forward at great speed and said that they would see each other soon. The aristocrat looked at him with a frown and thought that this was an old scoundrel and now he was in trouble. Lloyd continued to run, and it was already night, and he thought that he should not worry and go at his own pace to the end and a new breath would appear. But then something confused the hero again. On the hillock stood that centaur with a pipe again and put 2 fingers to his temple, and then from there he moved them in his direction. From the wild run through the forest, huge clouds of dust flew up that obscured the entire area.